And that one is hit hard to left. That ball's back, and there's your grand slam. Nelson Cruz.
It's impressive to watch consistently.
And now there goes another one. Ramos asked for a new baseball before Cruz finished his swing.
Baby. Enjoy this great game.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Humm Baby Baseball channel. And today we're going to do another team preview, and it's the Washington Nationals. And we got David Knight right here to talk Nationals baseball. So appreciate you being here. And obviously, you know, the Nationals haven't really been that great since their 2019 championship. And they have added Nelson Cruz, the big one, Cesar Hernandez, Steve Cishek, Sean Doolittle. That's pretty much all Adrianza. But overall, I mean, how are your thoughts on the offseason?
Honestly, first of all, thanks for having me on. I appreciate being on here as always. I've worked with you in the past. It's always cool to collab with you on things. In regards to offseason, I'm actually not surprised. I mean, we're in rebuild mode. You go back to the trade deadline in July. We moved Scherzer. We moved everybody, really. Trey Turner. Anyone you didn't have value on, Schwarber, Harrison, Gomes, they were all gone. They were moved, and I knew we were going to rebuild, so I didn't expect much. The signs we did make sense, getting Hernandez. We also picked up a couple of minor league deals out that were noticeable, picking up Strange D. Gordon and Maikel Franco to minor league deals. I like those pickups. And, of course, obviously, getting Nelson Cruz a shock. I did not expect for us to get anybody big like that at all. I mean, it's going to be nice to see him in Minnesota hit home runs at least. It will be nice to see that. Yeah, overall, it's what I expected, maybe a little better, actually. I think we made some more moves considering our position.
Yeah, Cesar Hernandez is pretty good, and Cishek, decent reliever. Sean Doolittle, you know, he made his fame with the Nationals. He's back now. I don't know how he's been doing though. Yeah,
we're doing like a little 2019 reunion.
Yeah, a little reunion.
We brought Sanchez back on minor league deal. Brought Gerald Parra, aka Baby Shark.
Yeah, Baby Shark.
You brought him back, and we brought Sean Doolittle as well. I don't think Doolittle is going to be the closer. I think closer for us is kind of open right now. Our bullpen is frankly, it's garbage every year. I mean, you know, because it's kind of hit and miss. Anyone we get never really pans out. So I think closer is going to be kind of a clutch for us, open for us. But we're rebuilding, so we can actually play with it. Maybe get some young guys a chance and see what happens. So
yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I didn't know. I just now realized you brought back Parra. He was with the Giants for a little while too. So that's awesome. And I know he really was entertaining that year with the crowd and everything. Baby Shark, and it was pretty awesome. But here's a look at the lineup, potential lineup. Let me know if you think anything is wrong or if anything else is going to step up. There could be some guys out on injury, but it shows Cesar Hernandez, Juan Soto, of course, superstar, Nelson Cruz. That's pretty good. Josh Bell, that's a nice little 1-2-3 punch right there. Lane Thomas, Keibert Ruiz, just prospect, pretty good catcher. And then Escobar, Keyboom, of course, and Victor Robles.
Yeah, a projected lineup. I think a lot happened between now and the beginning of the season. But first of all, Keyboom is actually dealing with a forearm issue. So he's going to miss the first 4 to 6 weeks of the year due to that. So he's probably going to be our guy at third base. He showed some improvement and some gains once we committed to the fire sale, and I guess the pressure was off him a little bit. But I think he's better at third base. Shortstop, I would like to see Luis Garcia get a shot, but he was one of our mid prospects, and he got some chances last year. He was okay. But I like Ruiz. I think he's blocked by Will Smith. Will Smith is probably, in my mind, top catcher in baseball right now. And Ruiz wasn't going to play with Smith there. That wasn't going to happen. So I like that pickup in that trade. And Hernandez is a good one-year gap. And, of course, like I said, 2 through 4, potentially you could move some guys around there, depending on how they hit throughout the year. But definitely Soto, Cruz, and Bell would be the heart of that order. And if Bell can can be consistent, I think that can be a good me of the order for us. I could compete with most teams for me of the order.
Right. It's actually better than I thought. You know, with Soto, Cruz, Bell, Lane Thomas, is that a sounds like someone who used to be with the Cardinals. I'm not sure.
Yeah, we got him from the Cardinals in the last
Cardinals
line. And he actually did pretty good for us. He improved. He did a lot better with us than he did with the Cardinals. Now, I will say this. All the deals we made last year seemed to work out. We got the Thomas did. I think Riley Adams, the guy, I get his name mixed up. He was with the Blue Jays one of their catching guys. We got catching depth now for the first time in years. And he hit good with us. And we got Ruiz, who made his debut last year. So I think the farm system vastly improved with the fire sale last year. We were dead last. I mean, frankly, it had to happen. The fire sale had to happen. If we weren't going to get 10 last year, we had to move Scherzer. We knew we weren't getting him back. Obviously, the term negotiations weren't panning out. All the other guys were short-term deals anyway. We were dead last in the farm system. We're still like bottom of third in the league, but we're not dead last anymore. So that's an improvement. I mean, you need to keep working on that. So it's going to be a few years before we get that going. But it had to happen, and I'm comfortable with it. I'm just going to sit back and see how these guys develop.
Yeah. I mean, anytime you win a World Series ring, you know, you give them a few more years, you know, because that's really the goal. And so you guys won it all, surprisingly, 2019. We're only a couple years removed from that. And so it's going to take some time. But also the rotation here, get an update on the rotation. This is just an example. Obviously, you still got Strasburg, Corbin, Sanchez, Josiah Gray, another former Dodgers prospect, Eric Fetty, I think, Paulo Espino. A lot of potential there. Yeah,
I mean, Fetty and Espinosa were guys we used at the end last year. They've been kind of up and down between AAA and the majors, bullpen, rotation. They'll obviously get good looks this year. I like Joe Ross, but the injuries have really impacted him. I think if he can be healthy, he can be good, but I don't think he's going to be playing anytime soon. Big question for us is obviously Strasburg and Corbin. We signed Strasburg to that big contract after the 2019 World Series run, and he has barely played in 2 years, and it's been very frustrating. He's one of those guys. If he's healthy, he's good. But that's a big if with him. So far, so good. He's been doing okay in spring training and workouts and things like that. Corbin contract has totally derailed. And there's been rumors that we could be looking to move Corbin, but I don't know how we're going to do that. We owe him quite a bit of money. And his numbers have not been good the last couple of years. But Sanchez, he's been away a couple of years. I really like Josiah Gray. I think he's a young, up-and-coming pitcher. He'll get a shot with us. Again, one of those guys with the Dodgers with that deep farm system. You couldn't do much with him. He was kind of stuck. But he's young, 24 years old. I think he showed a lot of promise last year. He just needs reps. He just needs to get in the rotation, get in the routine, and be good. That's what he has to do. So I'm looking forward to seeing him. I think he can be good for us.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I liked it when he was with the Dodgers. That was, one of your big pickups in that trade. And Josiah Gray, Eric Fetty, Paulo Espino. I mean, at least you have some depth.
I think the rotation for us is going to be kind of fluid because we don't have Scherzer anymore. We've lost a lot of people, and injuries are a big question mark. So rotation is going to be fluid for us, and I'm just going to kind of see how things go. David might have to play the hot hand. He may have to go better and do matchups.
K. Cavalli at the top. Is there any chance we see him anytime this year?
I think there's a good possibility. He got some time in Double-A last year. Did very good there. Obviously, I think he'll probably start there this year and see if he can work his way up. But we're a rebuilding team. Cavalli was one of our top prospects in the entire MLB. I think he's one of the few top 100 people we have. So Cavalli, I think, could be very good for us. Freddie House, of course, was a first-round pick this past year. I like that pick. And he could be a potential Turner replacement down the road for us. Jackson Rutledge, 6'8", big 6'8" right-hander. He had some growing pains last year adjusting, but again, there's still time with him. He was a junior college kid, so he's only 20 years old when he came out. So again, I think he could be good. Our farm system still isn't that great. We need to have some good drafts next few years.
Right.
I'm interested how it's going to go now with us. With this whole new CBA thing and how the draft lottery might work out. That's going to be interesting because that might work out for us because usually, teams tanking and whatnot, even when we weren't that good, we were still never getting a top 10 pick. We always like just outside that top 10. But again, there's no guarantees. You can have a top round pick and they flop. You never know.
Yeah.
So like Mike Trout, number 24, for example. How did Mike Trout get number 24? Well, at the time, you can kind of see why they went that way. Who's going to know Trout's going to be one of the best players, the best player in the game, and could go down as one of the best players in history for all we know? Who knew that? I mean, I don't think anybody knew that.
Yeah, there was someone I was looking at just the other day. I think it was 2016 first overall pick, and I Mickey Moniak. Yeah, I guess he made it to the big leagues, but he hasn't really worked out for the Phillies. You never do know.
I saw Moniak play a lot in the minor leagues, and because my minor league job, I worked for the Kannapolis team when the Phillies came, and he was good at that level. But then he had a lot of back injuries and stuff, so you never know. I mean, he had a lot of injuries, and it really set him back. And I think he's a flop, unfortunately, for the Phillies. I mean, maybe he may get a shot somewhere else, but yeah, you never know. So again, it's just one of those things with prospects.
So, and the last thing for the team, I wanted to take a look at. You mentioned, I think the bullpen not that great, but let's see who you got. Obviously, Will Harris. I mean, Tanner Rainey was filthy. I don't know how he's been doing lately. Kyle Finnegan, and yeah, I mean, how's this bullpen going to shape up?
Yeah, I mean, we got some decent young arms in here. Mason Thompson was acquired as part of the Padres trade. That's Daniel Hudson over there. We got a good young Sam Clay. Will Harris had a really rough year last year. But he's getting older. He's my age because I'll be 38 this week, actually. And he's about my age. Tanner Rainey is good. Kyle Finnegan, Austin Voth. They're okay. We just don't have that slam dunk closer. Rainey, I think, could be that guy if he can get his command in check. His command is his big problem. If he can get his command in check, Rainey has that vicious slider, good fastball. He has 2+ pitches. If he can get that in check, he may be a closer at some point for us, but he has to develop a little bit. Thompson has very good stuff too. 6'7", nasty stuff, a lot of velocity. So, I mean, we have some decent arms. It's just we don't have that lockdown in the game bullpen thing. We don't have that. So I think the closer could be a closer by committee unless we get some kind of late spring training transaction or something and we just experiment. But again, the pitching mark is going to be a big question for us in this one, which is why I don't see us doing very well in the division this year.
Yeah, that's the next thing I was going to talk about is the division. And obviously there's the Braves, of course, world champion. Phillies have improved drastically. Their lineup is insane. So, I mean, last year y'all finished in last. I think the goal would be not to do that again. I mean, that might be the best.
I think the best we can probably do on paper is fourth right now.
Right.
And the Marlins did add Solera. They added Emerson Garcia. The Marlins added some offense too, and they got some good young pitching on that team and a good defense. I've always said the Marlins, if they could improve that offense in a few years, they could be a contender. You know, they made the playoffs in that expanded 2020 season. They actually got past the first round. So, you know, I mean, with that, I mean, I think I honestly think our best bets, you know, if we can get out of the cellar, I'll be happy. I'll be surprised. Right. But again, I know we're rebuilding. I don't have any lofty expectations. But the Nationals kind of do that to you. You think you're not going to be any good, then all of a sudden, well, we're actually doing good this year. Like 2019, we made that amazing run. Yeah. Started off terrible, made that run, went to the World Series, and we won all our games on the road in Houston, which I thought would never happen. And baseball's funny, man. You know, I don't have high expectations. And one quick note, I do want to mention Victor Robles real quick, but he didn't really get to him. Victor Robles, great defender, great speed. I just think he needs to work on his plate discipline. But I think Robles is a good young talent for us. And if he can figure it out there and work on his patience, he could be our leadoff guy, and he could be really good for us. And that could be a good table setter for Cruz, Soto, Bell, however order you put them in. So, but yeah, again, I'm just going to sit back and watch development and see. And hopefully we can extend Juan Soto. That's my big thing, extend Juan Soto.
Yeah, it's possible. I don't know. But, you know, not that bad. I think you all could surprise if a team of Mets or something have another complete meltdown. Or you just never know in this game. That's part of why I love baseball. But, I mean, you got Cruz, you got Nelson Cruz. If Cruz has another big year left in him, you got Cesar Hernandez, who is pretty good with the Indians or whatever. I forgot the Guardians. Sorry.
Yeah.
I always forget. Juan Soto is freaking one of the best in the game. Josh Bell's a big power hitter. I mean, you're kind of like the Giants. You know, if everyone has a big year like they did last year, they're suddenly awesome. But you just a lot of ifs, you know, a lot of question marks. You don't know how these guys are going to do, especially the older guys. I don't know, like for Giants, I don't know if Brandon Crawford, Brandon Belt are going to do what they did last year again, or just revert to the way they were for the previous 10 years.
But I will say this about Bell and Cruz. If we do like I expect to do, which is not good, we could trade those guys and just get prospects for them. Which is I think that may have been the main appeal that Nelson Cruz came. Not only one soda, but the fact that it's a 1-year deal. You got a mutual option for 2023. If he does close the way he's done in the past, he's an ageless wonder. He just keeps hitting no matter what. With the universal DH down in play, he can move him to 29 other teams instead of like 14 other teams, right? So, I mean, you have that option, so we can move him and maybe get some prospects for him, some mid-tier prospects. Same for Bell. Again, if he's younger too, so if he can get together and be consistent, these are guys we could flip at some point if we somehow don't contend. And if we do contend, I don't really know if we could make a push anyway, because who are we going to trade for a big name? We have no farm system. So I kind of think we're just stuck, but at the same time, I'm just going to sit back and see what happens. I will say there is an advantage of being a team not contending. You can just sit back, enjoy, no pressure, and just watch baseball and don't worry about it. Yeah,
that's 100%. And that's kind of where I was at last year. The Giants won 107 games. Now there's pressure. Okay, we got to follow that up. But now there's pressure. But there is. Yeah, there's pressure. The Giants go out and have a bad year. It's not. Fans are going to be pissed off. But we really appreciate you being here. And I'll let you go ahead and get on with your day. But good job on the preview. And best of luck. Hopefully the Nationals are not that bad.
Yeah, man, thanks for having me, and hopefully I think I'll be on my channel soon for the NL West preview. So, we'll talk again soon for sure. Yeah, let me know. I'll jump on there. All right, man. Appreciate you. All right, peace. See you.
Damage control, straight to the hole. I got no chance of ever making my goal.